Now to the blockbuster battle for one of Hollywood's biggest names. Netflix and Paramount Skydance are now slugging it out to take control of Warner Brothers Discovery. That's a company behind the famed Warner Brothers movie studio, as well as HBO and CNN. It's a bidding war involving eye-watering amounts of money, with Netflix initially agreeing to pay $72 billion, only for Paramount to then hijack that deal with a bid worth $108 billion. Politics could also play a role in the outcome. Donald Trump has already criticised the Netflix bid, while Paramount is run by a close ally of the US president. So who will win this battle of the entertainment giants? Kate Ferguson from DW Business can tell us more. Welcome, Kate. Let's start with what's at stake here besides gigantic amounts of money.
Well, Warner Brothers is a really iconic entertainment business. It's behind everything from the Harry Potter films to HBO series like Game of Thrones and Succession. And it's also the owner of major news networks, including CNN. So no matter who buys Warner Brothers, this is a big deal in Hollywood. Now, until recently, it looked like Netflix had won out. And that itself raised questions about the future of movie theaters, because, of course, Netflix is a streaming-first platform. But now Paramount has swooped in with an offer that is more lucrative for shareholders, but also crucially includes CNN, which Netflix's offer didn't. So this immediately adds a political dimension to this story.
And is this why Donald Trump appears to be taking a personal interest in this deal?
Well, Trump has a background in showbiz, so, he tends to take a personal interest in deals of this kind. But there's a really important added dimension here, because the CEO of Paramount is a man called David Ellison. He is the son of Larry Ellison, who is one of the world's richest men and a key supporter of Donald Trump.
He's the guy behind the big database company.
Yes,
right.
Oracle, exactly. And what's more, this Paramount counteroffer is heavily financed by sovereign wealth funds in the Middle East, as well as an investment company that's run by Jared Kushner, who is Trump's son-in-law.
Suddenly it all starts to make sense.
It does a little bit. And I think what's really key here is that we've also had reporting from the Guardian newspaper that Larry Ellison, so the father, held talks with a White House official about potentially firing certain CNN hosts that Donald Trump personally dislikes. So this is, of course, a big concern to anyone that cares about editorial independence in the United States.
So, zooming out from this, what does this deal tell us more broadly about how the US media landscape is changing?
Well, Trump has really made it his personal mission to reshape the media landscape in his image. And he's done this by threatening major news outlets with very expensive lawsuits, and also by installing his allies in key regulatory positions. It would usually be very unusual for the White House to get involved in a corporate bidding war of this scale. But for Trump, this is really a battle for influence. And we've seen this dynamic play out over the past couple of months, for example, with the suspension of the comedian Jimmy Kimmel over remarks that he made about Trump's reaction to the killing of Charlie Kirk. So overall, what we're seeing is this politicization of the US media, as well as a greater consolidation. So this Warner Brothers sale is not just a business story. It's really a battle for who gets to control the narrative that many Americans, that shape the opinions of many Americans. And that's why it matters so much.
Thank you for that, Kate. Kate Ferguson from DW Business.